What's up YouTube, Jamie the Kid00 here. Those of you who will have just watched my other video that I should have just posted now, will realise that the TCG ban list has finally been confirmed, meaning that everything that Shriek showed us in the horrible OCG ban list has been confirmed, and no TCG exclusives got hit, barring Tengu. Fantastic. So, with that in mind, I've prepared my 6 Samurai deck as the first deck I'm going to profile to you guys for the next ban list, so I figured to just dive right into it and show you guys what I would run in this early stage of the March meta, because I really don't know how it's going to affect the meta. We know that we're going to go into it Wind-Ups and Inzektas as a big problem, so I kept that in mind, but those things considered, let's get into it. I play one Grandmaster because I found one was enough. I tried to keep the top deck ability of this deck quite high. I wanted it to be kind of really consistent when it was, consistent enough that if I top decked, I wasn't going to be fearing for my life. But it means I can recover from my combos. So I run the one Grandmaster. For my level 4s, I run 3 Legendary 6 Samurai Kazans and 1 Zanji. The Zanji is a really good asceticism target for dealing with large targets, the synchros that are still out there, the Xyzes that are too big for you to run over. And it's really useful in the fact that you can also drop one of these, asceticism, get another one of these, Xyz into Blade Armor Ninja, and if there's a clear field, swing for 4/4. So you can get some really interesting plays off with that Zanji. It's really helpful to have, I like it. And then for my last level 4, I play 1 Inishi, because Inishi you just can drop with another samurai out on the field, and you can just sit him there. And when your opponent drops a normal summons a monster, you can just activate his effect, banish 2 samurai, bounce it. It gives you great field control if you can stabilize that with some back row protection. It gives the 6 samurai a real control aspect. You'll notice in this deck that I don't run any Kagekis. I'm trying to thin down the deck and in a way to avoid Max C and anything that is chainable. So I play 3 Elders because they're literally something you can drop, and your opponent can't chain Max C to the summon of this or anything like that. So they're going to have to start predicting when to Max C, which means that the better players will come out from the worst players against this deck, because they're really going to have to know when to time things, and it makes Veiler completely dead. And in a 2-2 format where people are playing Veiler and playing Max C, it means that those 2 cards in hand are going to be quite dead. So 3 Elder. And also I run the 3 Elder along with the 3 Kagemusha as targets for each other for, I've forgotten the word, asceticism of the 6 samurai. Because asceticism on either this or Elder gets the other one out, and it can lead into a Shien or any other level 5 synchro. And it will also put either 2 counters on any of your 6 samurai cards, or 4 counters on Dojo, which then lets you go off into getting your Kaizan or your Grandmaster making a level 9 or even a level 10 synchro off of that play. Finally, I run 2 other monsters. I play 1 Shien Squire for Shien's Dojo, and the fact that it stops your Shien getting run over quite as fast if you have drawn it into hand. It is quite surprising to most opponents when they swing into one of your monsters to try and make a gameplay or something like that, and you send this to the graveyard and you live for an extra turn. It's just interesting like that. And for my 14th and last monster, I play Gorz, because it's Gorz. Next up, I have staples. I play Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Book, and 2 MSTs. This is my common out deck because all my holo staples are in my wind-ups at the moment, and I'm going to show that off in a bit. But literally, I just play all of that. The MSTs are imperative in this deck, simply because it helps you actually get your plays off when you need to. I know they're not very good to top deck, but you need some things that will help you get your plays off. I play the 1 Rotor and the 2 Shien Smoke Signals that the ban list will be providing us. This will add a bit more consistency to the deck, but I still would have preferred 2 Shiens, but what are you going to do? This gives me the search ability, lets me set up my plays. They're basically another 3 monsters in the deck. I'm actually playing 1 Cunning of the 6 Samurai because this is essentially Shien Monster Reborn, or Shien's Monster Reborn as you want to call it. Because literally you can drop any samurai, even special summon an Elder or something. Either have this set and activate it, or activate it straight up in any turn. Send the monster, it's not tribute, so it will have a few issues like that. But send the monster and get back any 1/6 samurai from the grave, and that can include Shien and anything like that, as long as it wasn't warninged or anything like that. So I feel this would be a really useful card with Shien still at 1 to help you with your negation. Otherwise, I run the 1 Gateway. because Gateway is broken to open. I play the 3 Dojo, because although this isn't a very good top deck card, and none of these following cards are, I felt that if I can get the deck to combo off, it's going to be really, really useful like that. So, it's a calculated risk. Next up, I run 3 6 Sam Uniteds. I have, in the past, managed to open this card up, open 3 of these turn 1 with a Kagemusha and an Elder, and drop these for a +6, well, for a +3, which is just crazy opening turn. It won me that game, put it that way. Next up, I run 3 Asceticisms, because every card in this deck, bar Inishi, is targetable for an Asceticism, and Grandmaster. I can't Grandmaster. But it's just the very fact that Asceticism can get you into so many power plays, get you very easy synchros, and it complements so well. It's just a really useful card. I thoroughly enjoy playing it. It's literally, you only discover how good it is when you actually commit to playing it. So, the final spell I run is Pot of Avarice, because it's Avarice and you want to recycle Shiens and stuff. Moving on to the traps, I play 1 Double-Edged Sword Technique, because it's Sword Technique. I don't like 2 because the back row hate is so strong at the moment. Although a lot of people are going to be distracted by my continuous spells, and I'm going to MST those quite a lot of the time, I still feel that these are quite vulnerable, so 1 will do me. I'm playing 2 Torrentials now, because we're allowed 2 Torrentials, and why not in a deck that runs very few monsters and needs field control when it doesn't have it. So 2 Torrentials, it's really cool, stops plays from going off, stops the wind-up and Inzektus for going absolutely nuts, so why not? I play the 2 Fiendish Chains, again, because I feel the MSTs are going to be kind of distracted from my back row by all of the continuous spells like Gateway and stuff, which people really, really rush to get off the field. So I feel Fiendish Chain is going to be quite safe. It means that I don't have to run the hand traps of Veiler in this deck. I should have explained that earlier. I don't play Veiler or Maxi because I feel they slow down the deck. In a deck like this, where if you top deck them, you then have to wait for your opponent to do something. And this isn't a deck where I want to be waiting for my opponent to do something. I want to be playing very, very aggressive game with this. I mean, I might even rebuild my tour guide version that you all seem to kind of love and hate, depending on who you are. And then finally, I play the Solemn Brigade, because who doesn't love the Solemn Brigade, especially in this format. Onto the extra deck. This is going to be my Synchro, kind of like my Synchro Revolution deck. Simply proving that Synchros aren't dead, you can't shove them out of the way with Xyzes, as Konami's marketing is trying to do. But let's get straight into it. I play 1 level 4 in the form of Armory Arm, just as a just-in-case card, because I'd hate myself not having a monster able to beat over a stray Dragonfly or a stray Centipede in a pinch. So Armory Arm will do that job just perfectly. Next up, I'm playing the 1 Shien. Should have gone to 2, but 1 will do. 1 Naturia Beast. 1 TG Hyper Librarian for those plays that are absolutely dynamite and I go off massively, and 1 Ally of Justice Catastor, because Catastor is just dynamite for getting rid of all sorts of plays. Moving on to the level 6s, I play 1 Brionac and 1 Naturia Barkion. Brionac because it wins games, Barkion because it wins games, and there's a massive back row problem at the moment. There's more back row at the moment. Moving on to level 7s, there's the 1 Black Rose, and this Stardust Dragon should be a Naturia Landois, but I don't know where it is. In a deck like this that runs a good, what is probably coming close to 20 spells, maybe 15, 20 spells, Landois becomes incredibly relevant because it shuts down all Inzektor plays. You drop a Landois against an Inzektor player, and it really, really does kill the deck quite heavily. Simply because they then can't activate their effect monsters, which is what makes the deck thrive. It's again another reason why I wouldn't play Veilers, because I can make Landois in this deck very easily. So yeah, this is a Naturia Landois, guys, and Landois is really good against the meta. It's quite good against wind-ups as well, depending on what you're playing against. Next up, for level 8s, I play 1 Thought Ruler and 1 Colossal Fighter. You notice that I don't actually play a real Stardust Dragon, because I don't feel Stardust Dragon is that useful in the meta at the moment. Thought Ruler is great because it can't be it can stop itself being targeted. Inzektus can still target that because they don't technically activate. And this, just because it can recycle itself, will get me a Shien if it bumps into something bigger. So, it's in testing. Then finally, for my level 9, I run 1 Trishula. No, I'm kidding. I play 1 Mistworm because Mistworm is what we're allowed now. Mistworm is still a great card. It's still great for field clearing and swinging for game. It's not quite as broke as Trishula, but I have no complaints. Trishula could have gone, and it has. And then moving on to my Xyzes, I play 2 level 3s. I play 1 Zenmaines and 1 Leviathan Dragon, because I need some store power if I need it, and I can make that quite easily. And Leviathan Dragon just gives me that little bit of extra punch should I need it. Then finally, for my level 4s, or rank 4s, sorry, I play one Blade Armor Ninja because this deck doesn't not need to slow itself down with cards like Utopia. It's all about attack, attack, attack. Play the game as fast as you can and win as fast as you can. Because you get this and Xian out, you can almost always win with that field. So it's absolutely crazy. But otherwise, guys, this has been the kind of revival of my Samurai. The new ban list helps me out a lot with this deck. I'm still not very comfortable playing it as a main deck. I still prefer my wind-up build, even though it didn't really get me that much success at Battle of the Kingdoms. I still prefer wind-ups over this deck simply because this deck can burn itself out very quickly. But either way, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you changed. Like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. And otherwise, peace out. I'll see you in the comment box below. Have a good one.